Hey gang, welcome to Meditation Monday. And guess what? I'm going to show you who is really my meditation teacher. Look at this. This is naturally growing the vine all the way up there. Isn't that so cool? Well, my meditation sensei is really, ta-da, plants. Plants all around. You learn so much through really gardening. And gardening is such a very interesting way of getting to know really thyself, because it gives you that moment where that peaceful communication starts. Because I wake up every morning, whether you have a house or whether you have an apartment or wherever you are, go out in the morning and feel that energy that's out here. Grab that breath of fresh air. Like this morning, I grabbed some beautiful Mizuna. And I didn't know it existed. Well, I did plant it and it never grew for so long. So I started to put in all of my little sunflowers, and then that's where I start them to grow and nurse them, and then finally when they're ready, they're out there in the field. And so it's pretty much what we teach ourselves every day. When we wake up, are we ready to learn the unexpected, right? We never know how life is going to really treat us and where it's going to take us. But if you take that moment of real silent communication, you're going to start to hear things much more differently. And when I say much more differently, it's really through your inner works inside. And it was really funny because, today is a holiday, but I've been working since yesterday, working with Japan and India, and then this morning they call again, and Hawaii. I don't know how many calls I had this morning, but it really took me all over the world. And that's how technology is going to be in the forefront. Literally, I mean, this morning I woke up and guess what? I was right on cue. My Face ID on my iPhone didn't work because it's not compatible. I guess it's probably the older version, so I have to go down later on today to do that. And so really, that really takes you to a different level of AI. And a lot of these switches, these changes does happen. They upgraded us almost 3 years ago to the 5G level and different currency and stuff like that. And there's a lot of things that happen even underneath, where the submarine is looking to detect, where a lot of people sometimes they only see the surface and what's happening. Oh yeah, we're having a war, but we're actually having a war all over, whether it's cyber world, whether it's on ground war, or even underneath the war. The submarines that some of these missiles are now attacking out there, but it is what it is. And we really have come to a point in our life where we pretty much is on our own, right? Because of this conquer and divide, and how much things that people really want control. In my next segment, I'm going to be talking more deeply into about how your mind is such a beautiful gift that sometimes we really don't use the full potential of it. And when you tap into meditation, you tap into really a silence of yourself. It's a silence of yourself where you can feel your body comes down to a level, and your breath work starts to kick in, and you really start to diagnose your health condition, especially now, because a lot of people have taken the shot, whether it's the flu shot or the corona shot or what kind of shot in these shots, our body is going to be lack of certain vitamins, such as vitamin B12. And our body really needs that. It doesn't produce it. It produces it through things like, meat, shellfish, those kind of stuff. And especially people who have changed their diet into a vegan or a vegetarian, a lot of these things they're missing. And so if you are in that path of eating certain things like shell foods or meat and all these things, just Google it, B12, because a lot of things are happening, and the body is, with whether you call it climate change or whether you call it airborne change, all these things are deficiency are really taking out from our body. And so why is it so important to do a checkup within yourself is through meditation, because when you silence your mind, you silence your heart, you silence things, that's when your body starts to talk from the inside. And you're going to start to recognize things that where we need to focus, certain parts of our body, certain place in our head. Oh, look at the butterfly. It's pretty soon butterfly season. They've just made a cameo right now. It should be, because November is time for butterfly. That's why I love spring and fall, is because you can really see what Mother Nature starts to transform. And it also gives you a time to see where you have transformed. Where are you? Everybody says summertime, you got to get ready for the bikini body. It's like, the bikini body is great and everything, but I think more so is spring, fall is really a time to do a checkup in your inner body work. Because that's what really, really counts, is your inside. Because no matter how we look like, or if we're, on a certain mission of how to do our looks and things. Look at this. People will say, how do you do your hair? Yeah. Nighttime, I wash my hair and I put this, I go to bed, I wake up in the morning and I have natural curls. So I don't get split in, I don't have to use any of these things. I just wash my face, and really I have no idea when I last time really went out and did the whole entire full-fledged makeup and hair and all that. I just go out already. I'm so comfortable in my outer skin, and I know parts that I need to work on. I know things that I need to do, but other than that, it's really fine-tuning your balance, fine-tuning yourself, your energy, and you can feel it, and it just comes to you naturally. Like, really, it comes into naturally. And that's why I always love about the new moon and the full moon, which just happened yesterday. And it's really take this time to really focus about, there's a lot of things that, when you on your spiritual journey, and this happened to me, that people kind of don't know what to do with you. Because you're not doing anything wrong, but you are working on your inner work. And so a lot of things that was, you go out, hang out with friends or family and drink and do whatever, eat and, whatever, be merry. But all of that, it starts to, yes, it's really nice, but it starts to really come down to secondary time for you. Because right now, when you're on a spiritual journey, it's not about you being better or you don't need all of that. It's really finding an inner artwork within yourself. And when you do that, you really focus on what the energy, the frequency that you want to bring in. Because, you have no gripes against somebody. It's just that they just got too much drama, and that energy will just suck you dry. Believe me. Coming back from LA, I got sucked dry with everybody's drama, and really there was one person And, you know, I worked with her on this project that went south because of what happened. And, you know, she's doing really great. And she won many awards for her journalist. And it was funny because, you know, without me telling her anything, she knew already what I've gone through in LA. And it was more of, what are you doing now after 5 years from that time? And that happened in 2017. So she was very kind enough to check on me to see, and she said, wow, of what you've gone through and all of that, I hope you're on your healing process of journey. And she also does yoga. And, you know, it was an unspoken communication because she knew exactly where I was. And when you understand, and when you're on a spiritual journey, you understand and you become more keen to the other person's surrounding. A lot of times people, because we live in such an immediate gratification of life, it's always that me. Well, look at me, look at me and my dog, and look what's happening with me, or look at me and my problems. I didn't go to sleep for 2 hours because I just opened a shop. Look at me, and all these things, and you know, we all completely agree. But if you get yourself too much involved in their meanness, and especially for healers, especially people who does consulting, especially people who are, you know, good listeners, they get drawn into that energy, and it sucks you out. And so a lot of times I have people who ask me, how do you balance all of this? Because I don't care what anybody say, life is really about the energy, the frequency, and the vibration. What you give out and what comes into you, it's really, sometimes you get that fierce, you know, anger of somebody, or that vampire energy of no matter what you say or what you do, they just somehow try to destroy it, or I know better than you, and they use this wicked tongue of jealousy, even though they say they're not jealous, they're just saying it for your own good, but they're not really listening. You know, how many times you go out to, you know, dinner or hang out with friends, and, you know, you're all talking, and then when you talk, all of a sudden they pick up their phone and they're listening, but they're not listening because they don't want that control of, it's really about the mind and how we say certain things, because that's the only thing that your thought frames people don't have control on, right? You could be sitting at the doctor and the doctor say all this, and, you know, they are in control because they're the doctor, and then you said, okay, thank you, but I'm not going that route. And they try to get you back and saying, you know, you got to take your next this or that, you know, your next shot or your next, you know, medication or this, and you said, no, I think I'm not going to go that route. What route are you going to go at? Oh, I think I'm going to go more of a, you know, a natural way of doing this. Panic, right? They lose control because they never expected that, because of the environment we are sitting in. Whether, you know, you get freaked out at a law office, and then they start telling you about this and that, and you're like, okay, because they're in control. So a lot of times when people have the seat of control, whether you're out with your friends and, you know, they're supposed to be that leader or that person that does everything, or that whatever you want to call them, they just bust out their phone and they start doing something else, and they're not paying attention, because they do that is because they know that whatever thought, because nobody's in control of your thought frames, right? That thought frame was just taken out of their control. And so you're going to see a lot of that start to change the narrative, because up to now the narrative was in a certain direction that our thoughts and our belief system is. But now that these things are not happening, and they start to censor it because, like what's happening, the big deal with PayPal, you know, if they feel that in their narrative this doesn't fit, they have the right to fine you and take control of your money in your PayPal account because they feel that this was not within their thing. But then it's like money is something that you believe in, something you have to live on, and something that we work for. And so all of these things are really whether it's through your friendship, whether it's through your business, whether it's through the system of what's happening right now in the world, all of these controls are going like fire in every way direction. So really, this is when Meditation Monday, I bring in these kind of things and tips and ways for people to think that it's okay to be on a spiritual journey, even though some people may like, ugh, I don't know why they do that. I have no idea. They think it's something bad, or oh, she's going into a hippie mode, or he's going hippie, or I don't know, maybe it's some kind of cult, or all these negative things is like, because we're not following their process. You're not supposed to do that, right? They always mix religion and spirituality as something. I don't know. But the thing is, at the end of the day, it's really your thoughts, your mind, your tempo, and how you want to take control of your life. So stay balanced is really going through meditation and enjoying the moment. And also, guess what? We got our mini challenge. Well, I call it mini challenge because I dare you. We will beat out any dog shampoo that's out there. All you have to do is click on our website to take the challenge, and we'll get this over to you. So, and then you can come back and tell me, see the difference between the real all natural dog shampoo, and anything that we use is filled with so much chemical. So I'm going to write that on our blog as well as post it in our YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe and get you this Ready, Set, Go challenge with our dog shampoo, because you're going to see a huge difference. So stay tuned and enjoy your Meditation Monday. But besides, we're going to be out at Coco Marina Shopping Center for their craft fair. It's going to happen this Saturday from 10 to 3:30. So if you're in Hawaii Kai, I can't wait to see you. So come visit us at our Coco Jar booth. Aloha!